All right, I just wrapped up tonight's overhead pressing session. So I started off normal overhead press. This is 210. Did it for 3 reps. I think it's a PR without a belt. That third rep, I touched too low on my chest, so I could have probably had a 4th rep if I didn't have to go out and back like that, pressed it away from me. Here's a staggered stance press, 185 for 10. It's not quite a push press, but it's definitely not strict because you're bending that back leg and kicking it forward. So I just wanted to do some sort of high rep overhead pressing, and I knew that I didn't want to do a push press, so this is like a halfway in between. And my shoulders were smoked. And then I moved to seated, no back support overhead presses, 165. I believe I got it for 5 reps. So not using the belt, that pin right there kept flipping, and you'll see that in the next clip as well, which was really getting on my nerves because I had to fix it every single rep or I'd press crooked. Overhead pressing with no belt, back to what I was saying, is a lot harder than any other lift without a belt, in my opinion, because it kind of limits, it forces you to be much more strict in the movement. This is 135, I believe I did for 10, by the way. You have to be a lot more strict in the movement. You have to stay very upright because you can't lean back like you would if you have a belt on. And I mean, I've been a guy who, in the past, you look at my old videos, leans very, very far back with the overhead press, getting that starting strength style of overhead pressing going where you're, pushing your hips forward, using the momentum of the hips and leaning pretty far back. And if you don't wear a belt, you really just can't do that because your brace won't be strong enough to handle the getting freaking damn near parallel with the floor. Not quite, but it's an exaggeration, but you get it. I did this with a fat bar. Just felt like switching it up. And I'll tell you that doing most of my, these are diamond push-ups, by the way. This is 45 pounds. I believe I did for 12, and then I did it with a 25-pound plate on my back for 17. Since I've been doing most of my normal overhead pressing with the fat bar, Fat Grips Extreme or the fat grips, in the last couple months, and the only normal overhead pressing I've done is behind the neck, or with the normal bar, it's just behind the neck. Pressing today in the front, it felt like a joke. Like I felt like I could crush the bar. I could do reps with it all day, but I was not getting that starting position down, and that is I think, the fault of the fat grips, because it just very, very narrowly increases the range of motion because of your hands are down below the bar, so you're bringing it just a little bit lower to touch where you normally would. And I've gotten so used to touching with that point that I kept touching like at my nipple line with my pressing today, so that kind of got in the way. So give and take, it feels a lot easier, but the touch point was just too low. But I'll be back with I think a back day is in order for tomorrow.